How's it going, folks? Welcome back to The Average Garage. Today I'm down at my friend's place, Old School Car Audio. Now my friend is Craig Harrison. He is an absolute legend. Started speaking to him maybe 18 months ago, somewhere around there, and yeah, we've been sort of mates since. He's very kindly volunteered to do the stereo for Sleepy6 and volunteer his time, some of his parts, his passion, I suppose. Yeah, I can't thank this man enough. So, to keep it short and sweet, let's jump straight into it and let's have a look at his handiwork. Okay, so here we have the rear parcel shelf being built. Now, this thing is absolutely amazing and looks factory, but what's within the parcel shelf is a nice Image Dynamics IDQ8, which is a nice infinite baffle subwoofer. This was chosen to remove the necessity to build a subwoofer enclosure and also utilize the acoustics of the car to produce the best possible bass reproduction for the lowest cost. Paired with the IDQ8, we have ground zero 6.5 inch coaxial rear fill speakers with high power output and crystal clear sound reproduction. Now up front, these door pods are truly one of a kind. Now I'm going to say these are probably Craig's baby because he put so much time into them and he actually redesigned them at one point because he wasn't entirely happy with them. What have we got today, Craig?
Okay, so this is some strategic product placement, as you can see. Look, I want to have a big shout out to Stinger Australia. So Stinger Australia are helping out with your build, and they've provided the Roadkill, which is their sound deadening mat. Now, it's actually acoustic damping, but everyone calls it sound deadening, right? And so this is going to go throughout your car, parcel shelf, in the doors. This stuff is really good, and we use it here over everything else for a couple of reasons. One is its acoustic and thermal properties are excellent, but one of the main reasons is its long-term adhesion, so it actually won't fall off, and it has good long-term adhesion in the heat. So especially in Australia, if you're putting acoustic damping material in your doors, you want to make sure it's not going to come off on a hot day, and not come off on a hot day over 6 months' time. So that's why we use Stinger, is mainly because of that long-term adhesion properties. If you do your door really well, your front doors, and you do a couple of layers of that, basically you're going to really enhance that mid-bass reproduction in your front doors, kill that road noise as well, stop vibration, etc., etc. It's really good. But Ground Zero are also providing all the equipment and image dynamics for your subwoofer. These are so nice. These are their Hydrogen series speakers. So they're a sound quality speaker. come in nice wrapping as well. These are the drivers, and I've installed a couple of pairs of these. These are so nice. Not only do they look good, mate, but these actually will sound really nice. So these I think are about $5.99 retail, and they come with a tweeter as well, and the crossover. So we're going to run them passive in your doors, as in using the passive crossover. So you'll have a tweet and a 6.5 inch in the doors, and we've got to make custom baffles for those as well. So to get these to fit in your door, there's more fabrication and custom work. These are a really, 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 really nice sounding speaker. I think you're going to be wrapped, and yeah, thanks to Ground Zero. So that's what's going in your EL, mate.
Very excited.
Enjoy.
Now I don't have a ton of footage from the amp rack being made, but it did come out very clean. Now as far as the amp goes, it is a Ground Zero Mini 5-channel amplifier. This was chosen because it is the most economical and compact solution to power the system, with 5 channels of clean high power outputs and a subwoofer channel stable at 1 ohm, and can also punch out over 500 watts of RMS power. So moving up front, we're out with the old eBay China spec head unit, which Craig absolutely despises, which it was the cheapest, nastiest thing I could buy, and in with the Nakamichi double DIN head unit. Now this was chosen due to the price point and the requirement for the car to have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, and 3 pre-outs of the amplifier, all that sort of stuff. Also, we have a sweet handmade custom stereo surround. Thanks to Craig and his friend Andrew, they knocked it out the park. Alright, so what inspired the stereo build for Sleepy6?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things, and I actually had a chat with Andrew about it, who's, I said Andrew helps out here once a week, and yeah, he's a switched on guy. He's been in the industry a long time. So you talk about collaboration, don't be afraid to ask people, you know, sitting down having a chit chat about it with like-minded people who want the best, and Andrew's like that. First thing, you wanted a double DIN head unit. You wanted something with nav and CarPlay and that. So we found that. That means we had to modify that entire dash. That means when we modify the dash, then we have to color code and match and vinyl paint everything. So, you know, we followed that path through. That's how that's going to go. Wiring, okay, we got that down. It's an EL Falcon. It's not difficult. We'll make a simple amp rack in the back, carpeted. Again, it's all about just looking at the car and going, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We don't want to go full custom. I didn't want to touch that battery or move that battery. Right,
I take full credit for that.
Dude, that was just, I just looked at that and went, no. You know what? It's safe.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. It's safe. I'm going to leave it where it is. But that means I can't put a subwoofer enclosure. Otherwise, we could have gone, you know, with your full sick, hectic bro twin 12s or something. And I go, okay. But then we went, infinite baffle. Those parcel shells are pretty strong. Okay, let's beef up the parcel shell. Hey, by the way, we're going to have to remake the parcel shell. Okay, so follow that thing. And I thought, oh, do we really want to make a parcel shelf? You know, it's like, and I went, no, okay, let's do that. So write out the process for the parcel shelf. So we've got our little timeline of events going on here. So we basically plot out everything we're going to do. This is the head unit. This is what we need to modify to make it happen. Here's the parcel shelf. So what we need to do. We're going to make an infinite baffle arrangement. Okay, choice of the sub to do that. Image dynamics, really good mechanical damping, that's the way it's going to work. So then it's components again, Ground Zero components, front stage, you want to sound really warm and nice, okay, we'll use the hydrogen series. So then the doors, originally we were just going to put speakers in the doors, do a whole bunch of acoustic damping, which is what we did.
Yep. And
then we realised, you know what, they're not going to sound that great, we're going to have to build doors. So we're going to make a custom door. Lower half, and then so that, you know, that was something that we started and then we went, no, let's do them properly. So that was the longest part of the build. So for me, the choice of components it naturally evolved when you work through the thought process of what your requirements were, what we thought would work well, what the limitations were and the constraints. So you know your constraints. You look at how many hours you really want to spend on it. I didn't want to spend too many hours on it. You want to go, that end. Okay, we need to work within a reasonable time frame and budget for you. So that you put some constraints on things. You got your resources mapped out. You got your components, and then it's like, well, how can we reduce costs? So again, trying to get people to get involved. So the brands are involved are Ground Zero Audio.
Yep.
Donated all the product. Image Dynamics USA donated the sub. We've got Stinger Australia was the other brand that came on board. So Stinger Australia with their Roadkill and Roadkill Ultimate, all the acoustic treatment we did in your doors, and it's not just a patch of it. It's like I've got two layers in your doors.
Yeah, I've seen it on the entire inside skin there. Yep.
Sound, the whole parcel shelf is then. It's done in Stinger Roadkill as well, and then Stinger also, it's all their copper cable. Speaker cable's all pure copper as well, so you're not losing any integrity through your cabling, and so that was good to reach out to those brands and get some support. So. Again, that just drives product selection as well, and then not going over the top, keeping it simple, keeping it mellow, so you don't have to have 4 lithium batteries running the thing. It just runs off your
17
battery.
alternators.
That's right. Yeah.
Very nice. Right. So as far as this build, what was your least favourite part of it?